My father was a doctor, Dr. William Close. He was a general surgeon, and he would be thrilled that one of his children is a doctor now, albeit an honorary one. He was really worried when I told him that I wanted to be an actress. My dad is a very high achiever, and the actress probably isn't a career that he had thought for me. So he actually told me that I'd better learn shorthand as a backup. I actually did take a shorthand class at William & Mary and was really bad at it. So I think about my dad today and this wonderful honor and how thrilled he would be. And I want to also thank Dr. Heather Stewart and her husband, Dr. Arbulida Flores, for taking such good care of me. They opened their beautiful home to a wonderful reception yesterday where I was able to spend some time with Rick and many of the students, and I really appreciated that. So thank you for that. Dr. Stewart is also one of my valued mentors in the field of mental health. We have at Bring Change to Mind a world-class, very distinguished group of scientific advisors, and I call them up all the time, and they are always there to help. So thank you. Thank you, Heather. I also want to accept this honor on behalf of my whole family, because I really wouldn't be here today without them. We have learned that mental illness is a family affair. When my sister Jessie was diagnosed with bipolar disorder and my nephew Kalen with schizoaffective disorder, we had no knowledge of or vocabulary for mental illness. Because of Jessie and Kalen's courage to come out, if you will, in a national campaign as living with mental illness, the scary words have lost their power to make them feel isolated and full of shame. We've learned how to say them. Schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, serious depression, post-traumatic stress, borderline personality, and others. As an actress, I've always been aware of the formidable power of words, how frightening they can be, and how hurtful, and how they do lose their power if you say them often enough, and if you own what they mean. Deciding to become advocates for those living with mental illness, Jessie and Kalen have been transformed. We have learned firsthand that being able to talk openly about your illness or about illness that is in your family is a huge and crucial step to recovery, not only for yourself, but for those who love and support you. We've also learned that the earlier you can start the conversation and get help, the better the outcome. I also accept this honor on behalf of the 32,000 strong Bring Change to Mind community on our website, bringchangetomind.org, and on our Facebook pages. I thank them for telling their stories and for taking the pledge to help end stigma and discrimination. They are the heart and soul of this movement. All the organizations that we partner with, all the research that has been done, all points out that the most powerful way to change people's behaviors and attitudes about mental illness is to hear personal stories and to hopefully, if you're lucky, meet someone who's living with mental illness who is open enough to talk about it. So what's really exciting for our community is that for some people, being able to tell their stories on the internet is a first very important step. And they get incredible support, and then they can move into their families, into their community. Together, we will reach the tipping point. I have no doubt about that. when mental illness is no longer something to whisper about behind closed doors. I had the great privilege of meeting with the Mental Health Working Group here at Queens College and the Mental Health Commission of Queens. And I was so impressed by what the students and the faculty are doing to help educate people about mental illness, to help start the conversation. The green folder that's in all the different faculties, the help, the peer-to-peer support group, to the point where I realized that I have to do the same thing for William and Mary. You really inspired me. And I also got this vision that with your leadership, because I think your generation, the class of 2013, my daughter graduated in 2010. I think that group also, I think all younger people can lead in their universities, can create safe and stigma-free zones. How amazing would that be? So that when you go out into the world, you take that with you. If you can do that at Queens here, and you are well on your way with the great support of Principal Wolf, where you go out, not just educate in whatever field you're interested in, but you understand about stigma and discrimination. You have no fear about talking about it. You support your friends who live with mental illness, and you take that knowledge and that strength and that eloquence out into the world. There's no need to struggle in silence and isolation. People with mental illness need to know that they are not alone, that recovery is possible. 1 in 4 in this auditorium, in restaurants, airports, bus stations, at work, on the street, 1 in 4 of us is in some way touched by mental illness. So my message to you today is to learn to walk in each other's shoes. In a world that is depending more and more on screens of various sizes, don't forget to look into each other's faces. Don't forget the power of 2 eyes looking into 2 other eyes. And don't forget to listen to each other's voices. We can empower ourselves and those we love who live with mental illness to shout it from the rooftops that help is available, recovery is possible, families can heal, and lives will be saved. Thank you for this great honor, and thank you for the honor of speaking.